Hello. It's been a while since we posted a video on here. Had a few things going on in our personal lives, as well as issues with the Jeep we had to get fixed that has stopped us from trying to post, trying to do any kind of updates or anything. One major thing was the wife's mom. She was a breast cancer survivor, but about 6 months ago, her cancer came back and started to attack different parts of her body, and it ultimately ended up taking her life. We were dealing with the aftermath of that. We ended up having to go down to Maryland a lot and take care of her mom. And just a whole lot of stuff going on with that. Like I said, her mom did end up passing away, and we moved in her stepfather with us because he is up in age too and unable to really take care of himself. So there was a lot going with that. We're all still trying to deal with it. She's taking it hard, he's taking it hard, and we're still kind of just processing it and trying to get on with life, I guess you could say. And then of course we had some stuff going on with the Jeep. Had to do a couple repairs on that, so let's go ahead and dive into that. So first up is calipers. Had to end up replacing all the calipers because this passenger side caliper, the caliper locked up on us and basically destroyed the caliper, the pads, the rotor. Luckily, nothing happened with the hub, so that's still safe. Passenger rear had a brake line fail, which ultimately caused the same issue, so we ended up replacing all of the calipers, the rotors, pads. Ended up having to get some new shoes on. Went with the Cooper STT Pros in a 265/70/17. A little bit meatier tire than what we had before. Definitely can't wait to try these out for winter time, which is coming soon. Actually ended up adding GMRS to the comms. Before we were just running CB radio, but now we have GMRS radio too. It's a Midland MXT 275 where everything's in the handheld unit. We did get the Jeep model. Just like my CB, all the wiring is pushed through, run behind this plastic, going up to the A-pillar.
Truck with him, not the flagger.
Turn that off for a second. Goes down the A-pillar, through the firewall, into the battery. Same with the coax antenna. The coax antenna comes up behind the cowl and through the firewall to the radio. So that gives us a lot more communication range when we're off the grid, off from trails and whatnot. CB is good, but GMRS just gets out better. It gets out further. We also ended up doing new shocks. We went with the Bilstein 4600 in both the front and the rear. Between the tires and the shocks, it's so much nicer of a ride. Before we were getting bounced around all over the road, any kind of trail we did, it was like we were on a boat in the middle of the ocean during a hurricane, as you say. It was hit a bump, it's just you got bounced around, you got thrown around, the whole nine. So having new tires and new shocks, so much better, so much better. We also did a tune-up. So we got new ignition coils, spark plugs, both sides. Can't see the side because it's all covered by plenum. New serpentine belt, new sensors. What else do we do? Flush and change the coolant. Let's see, had to resplice a couple of wires that got destroyed. I'll show you what I mean by the coax stuff. Coax and all of the lights and whatnot goes through that hole right there in the firewall. And then as far as the comms, all the wiring comes through there and hooked to the battery. I have these inline waterproof fuse covers protecting all of that, make sure nothing gets wet and damaged and ruined. We're probably going to be ordering a new one of these grill protectors here soon because this one's faded. It was American flag with a white silver stripe for EMS, but since I'm not really doing EMS anymore, I'm more of the fire side nowadays. I might get a red thin line for that one for the fire side. We did open up this up because we're going to be in the process of getting a winch for this soon, and that's just going to mount right in there, get a worn winch, have it sit down and recessed. So that's in the list of upgrades to do next, along with upgrading the steering stabilizer. Steering stabilizer is still the factory one, so that's going to have to be upgraded here soon. The socks were still factory and they were just completely gone. Tires weren't. They were a set I put on after I bought the Jeep, but I had them on for 5 years before they went bald for the most part. Plugs and coils were still factory. Those are now updated. I'm going to have to do a transmission flush here soon, change the filter and the fluid on that. We did, however, update our diff covers. I'll show you that real quick. We did go with TerraFlex for the rear and the front diff covers. Definitely a thicker, more durable cover to beat up and abuse. Eventually I do want to upgrade the front diff to another Dana 40 instead of having this little 35 in the front, but that's all for later down the road. That's going to be another project eventually once we start getting more in depth with the rig, more built up. I do eventually want to add like a 2-inch diff kit to it, because right now I'm technically on 33-inch tires and I want to go up to 35s. So in order to properly do that with trails, I'm gonna have to do like a 2-inch, 3-inch lift kit on it. And I'm thinking Icon Dynamics to go with that one. So that's something further down the line in the future. But yeah, she's definitely looking better, doing better, performing a lot better. Still a few little things we have to do to it to get it properly worthy of being a true overland rig. We are not swapping out soft top for hard top. We're keeping the soft top, and we're going to end up getting a pull behind trailer and doing a rooftop tent and all that on a trailer for off-road type stuff. One of those like military style trailers. But yeah, that's our little update for right now. Not sure what's going to be happening next. We do have to go back down to Maryland this weekend coming up. Take care of a few more things that were left. And then I believe we have a trip scheduled end of November, me and the wife. So we'll keep you up on that one. We're more likely going to be doing an actual travel full 9 video for that. So stay tuned, and until next time, have fun, stay safe. We'll see you later.